But first, we've been telling you all week about the Insurance Campaign Institute, created to help insurance professionals be prepared to run for elective office. And we're very proud that it's been a huge success. But rather than you taking my word for it, we want you to hear from a couple of insurance professionals from the agent ranks who went through the boot camp on Tuesday. Now, if you've been to these Friday breakfasts before, you know that the Big I, we love our fireside chats, more informal conversations rather than staged speeches. A couple of years ago, I sat down with my good friend, House Financial Services Committee Chairman Patrick McHenry. Last year, Nathan Rydell sat down with Congressman Bill Huizenga. So we're going to continue with that tradition today, but with a little twist. So we've got Jennifer Winkler joining us from Florida. She's with the People's Insurance Agency in Sarasota. She's also a Republican candidate for state representative. She's been an advocate for legal system reform in Tallahassee, and affordability issues are at the top of her campaign agenda. Of course, we've got Nathan Rydell as well, our SVP of Federal Government Affairs, who will be moderating the panel. And again, we want to pull from Jennifer and another panelist their experiences earlier in the week, but also their journeys from independent agents just like you to deciding to run for political office. And I hope that those journeys and those twists and turns they've experienced will encourage some of you maybe to take that leap of faith as well. And we're also going to have Sarge Pollock. He's with the Jesse Insurance Agency in Campbellsville, Kentucky. He's been a Republican member of the Kentucky State Legislature since 2021. He's also the vice chair of the Kentucky House Banking and Insurance Committee. And I think that's emblematic of why we need more of you in office. We need experts on our issues on those important committees so that they understand our priorities and the issues of importance. So we were very happy to have these Big I members of our family join us earlier in the week. We're very also pleased they stuck around, giving up their entire week to participate on this panel this morning. So please welcome Nathan, Jennifer, and Sarge.
Welcome. It's so great to be with you guys. We were talking backstage how, and Charles mentioned it in his opening remarks, we've been together for the entire week, right? We started on Monday together at the Campaign Institute, and we'll talk about that a little bit later, obviously. And now we're here today to close the week and have this great fireside discussion. So how has the week been for you?
It has been wonderful. I mean, I'm hanging out with people who talk the same talk as me, and we love to talk about insurance, and we can't get enough of it. So these are my people, so I've had a fabulous time. And this is my first time to DC, so it has been absolutely wonderful.
Great. Well, we got the weather for you, just for you.
It's beautiful, thank you.
Sarge?
Yeah, the weather was fantastic. Obviously, one of my slogans, and when I was running for office, is being the loudest voice for my district, so I'm sure you can obviously hear me, but the weather has been fantastic. I'm being from Kentucky. I'm sure there was a little bourbon being drank this week here in the Capitol. Yeah, that's right. But it was an honor for me to have my family kind of tag along this week. My grandson was here with me, obviously to experience those meetings we had yesterday. Congressman Comer actually took my grandson down on the floor and had a vote for him, so that was obviously something I won't ever forget. But I appreciate what the Big I does for us all in this room. Not only just this week, but throughout our careers and our industry.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say you have a very strong support group here for the Kentucky Brown Spirits in the I. So it was probably a very profitable week for the state. So Jennifer, you jumped into an open seat race in August. And I was just kind of wondering what the mindset was jumping in. You know, was there a single event or a factor or something you were passionate about that really drove you to run for public office?
So I'll share, running for public office was never ever in my plan. I'm very much a type A, plan everything out. And they say when you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And I absolutely love doing insurance. So running for public office wasn't in my vision. I absolutely love working in the agency. But you know, when they say the perfect storm happens, and I'm not talking about the 3 hurricanes that hit our coast in 2024. That didn't do it. I'm talking about in the summer of 2025, with the FAI. I was at the Summer Leadership Conference, and we were there in a legislative meeting. There were about 100 of us, 100 insurance nerds like me talking, and we were celebrating all of the positive legislative reform that we had. We were talking about the rates are starting to come down and there's companies coming back because Florida has been so hard, and we were all just high-fiving, and this is awesome, this is awesome. And then BG shares, well, yeah, this is great, but don't get comfortable. There's a dozen bills on the table to try to undo all of that hard work that we did. You could have heard a pin drop. It was just like, what? No. We cannot go backwards. And then they backed it up with, oh, and yeah, by the way, in the House of Representatives, there's 120. There's only one agent. He's a great agent. Brian Hodgers, where are you? Are you out here, Brian Hodgers? There he is in Brevard County. One agent. Thank you, Brian. And Brian was sitting 2 seats away from me. And so I'm hearing we could go backwards, and in the House there's one agent. And I don't know, again, it wasn't 3 hurricanes back to back to back, but it was that feeling that, oh my gosh, this is my livelihood, this is my agency. And you know, as an independent agent, when rates go down or policies get canceled, clients come in and they yell at us, you people. And I just thought, oh my gosh, and I felt that I couldn't stick my head in the sand. I needed to step up, take one for the team. I had an open seat in my district. I reached out to our local senator, a good friend and client. I was like, hey, Joe, what do you think? Should I run? He's like, you'd be great. Yeah, definitely do it. So spoke with Brian and the FAI team, and I go, guys, what do you think? Should I do this? I knew nothing about politics. I've never done this before. So I decided. I went home that night, told my family. They laughed at me, and I said, no, guys, really, I'm serious. Really, I'm serious. And they laughed one more time, but it was a little more gentle, and they go, you're really being serious? I was like, I need you guys to get behind me, and decided to jump all in.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're so thankful you made the plunge and jumped in.
Thank you.
Part of the reason we wanted to introduce you to 400 of my closest friends out here in the audience, if you haven't met them yet. Sarge, did you have a similar experience? You ran for a special election, I believe, in 2021.
I did. Timing is everything. Obviously, when the opportunity presents itself, you always want to be prepared. I think we can say that in our profession, whether we're presenting an insurance proposal, whatever that is. So, I never will forget my dad calling me and saying, hey, you've been a politician all your life, unofficially, just because of just being the networking and just being at face-to-face, having those conversations and just being involved, period. Never have officially been a politician in anything. At that point in time, in 2021, my dear friend Bam Carney, who was our legislator, had some health issues and suddenly passed away. And again, the timing was there, and I was one to quit being in the bleachers and complaining and griping, and let's get in the game and let's do this. And so I talked to my family, talked to the good Lord, and then I talked to my insurance family as well, because obviously I needed to have everybody's support. This is something that obviously is a servant's way of me giving back into my community, to my district, but also it's a lot of time, it's a lot of commitment, but again, it's so rewarding in so many ways. And for me to be a voice for the industry, when I first got elected in 2021 in that special election, there was, I think, 3 of us in the legislation or in the General Assembly in Kentucky as far as insurance agents. I think I was the only one of the 3 that had the really involved in the P&C side of things. And so I become the expert, so to speak, in the General Assembly, and that's the key part of this. When you do decide and you get elected, and Jennifer being that voice for our industry in the General Assembly, we obviously have attorneys in the General Assembly and in other professions. And so it was super excited for me to be that voice, not to run every single bill for insurance, but obviously to get my input on what those bills look like, moving forward. And so that's something that we do today. We've got 9 insurance agents. I was going to say independent insurance agents, but we've got 9 agents in our General Assembly, both on both sides. And so that is something that, again, we all can collaborate on and really push forward some good policy, consumer protection type of things, getting rid of the bad actors in our glass companies, our towing companies, our tree trimmers, and I can go on. But that is something that I think is so important and valuable for our industry as a whole throughout the country, that we can have that voice when bills are being presented and being able to be a part of that.
Yeah, thank you for that. That's some great wisdom there. So Jennifer, you've been running for about 8 months now, if I'm not mistaken, or at least declared in August, so about 8 months later. Have you found out there talking to your community, your customers, and others, what has been the most challenging thing about throwing your hat in the ring, and then also the most rewarding thing that you found?
So funny, the scariest thing is I'm a proud conservative Republican, and as a business owner, it's very scary to put yourself out there politically. My dad said it best. He goes, "You've built this great business. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? Afraid that, hey, clients who wear blue shirts might not want to do business with me, and I've built up this really great thing." So I was really afraid of that. And again, I couldn't stick my head in the sand, and I felt the livelihood of my agency, I needed to step up and do this. So I thought, well, if I lose some clients, but you know what, I'll be able to maybe maintain 50% of them, because we needed to step up. So that was scary, but what has been really rewarding is affordability, and insurance is one of our #1 issues in the state of Florida, and my clients recognize that. And I have had clients who wear blue shirts convert to red shirts just so they can vote for me in the upcoming primary election. So that has been amazing, and they have been very supportive and believe in me. So I was really surprised about that. The other thing is I'm a little bit of a control freak. I just a little bit. I love to get in the office at 7. I typically don't leave until 6 or 7. And the type I just want to get it all done. A client calls me, let me take care of it. So delegating to my team has been probably one of the best skills. It kind of I don't think I would have done better if not for this process. I've been forced to. Running a campaign is like another full-time job on top of running a business, and there's not enough time in the day. But what I have done is I've empowered my team, I've delegated things to them, and I've just watched them shine and accept the responsibility, and they're loving it, and I'm enjoying it. Before, I would never left the office. I didn't go on lunch appointments, or if people, I'm just really a workaholic, always in the agency. But now I'm out more in my community and meeting people, and it has been amazing and just wonderful. I've embraced it, and I love it, and I'm having a really great time. So
it's great to hear. I hope the time here is recharging your batteries a little bit and giving you some inspiration. I know there's been such a caring and supportive community. I think it's safe to say a lot of your conversations have been productive, and you have a bunch of new friends here in the room. I think a lot of people that, while they may not be able to vote for you, they can probably do other things to support you and encourage you in this process.
Do you know what I love about our association? What other industry will your competitors help you be better? I can call an agent down the street, on the same street, and say, "Hey, Pat, I'm thinking about this new system to make me more efficient and be able to sell more business. And what do you think about this system?" "Oh, no, Jen, don't try that. We tried that. It was awful. Don't waste your money. You need to go with this system." Think about it. Our association, we help each other be stronger and better. We are professional. I mean, I think we are the best industry in the world. I mean, we're just great. We help each other. So coming here,
yeah.
we're doing that. Wouldn't you agree? It's amazing.
Absolutely. So Sarge, I'd love to talk a little bit now about the Insurance Campaign Institute that we started this year. Charles and I were talking about this last year, and it really was pretty heavy on our hearts to what are we going to do to pay it forward, right? And this industry that we've come to love as we've worked and represented you all, what can we do to help change the dynamics in the world that we know, right? Politics, elections, legislating. And so we started this up. We're trying to get people to where you are, right?
Right.
And where Jennifer will be. And so can you talk a little bit about some takeaways? What was the impact? Just some initial reactions to going through the training in the Institute.
Absolutely. I was sitting there all day long. The presenters were, truly spot on. These presenters have had their hands dirty on every topic they talked about all day long. And in 2021, really, I went back and it was like, yes, yes, yes. Those experiences that I went through. Again, I had never been through a campaign. I have never, ever run for a political office. So everything was so new to me. And so the campaign boot camp really was one, if I had in 2021, would have made the process so much easier. And we talked about, obviously getting everything in line yourself personally, number one, your family as a whole. You don't want Uncle Joe to be totally against what your values are, what you stand for as a politician, especially this day and time with social media and those type of things. So your family obviously has to be on board. And again, your insurance family, again, you have to make sure that they're willing to help pick up the slack when you're gone. Our session is from January till April. Our Sunday die was April the 15th, this past Wednesday. This past Wednesday, as soon as we gavelled out at midnight, I went to Louisville where we hosted the spring meeting for NCOL, National Coalition of Insurance Legislators, which is a fantastic association, again, for legislators that are in the insurance world across the country. And so the support that Big I has from our insurance side of things, the support that NCOL has, is really something that's really helped me tremendously. But yeah, so the spot on topics of conversation, just getting your house in order before you ever put your name on out there is so critical. And then we got into master of speaking, obviously, and a lot of those type of quotes. And obviously we all can sharpen our tools in that aspect of speaking in public. And then just so on, fundraising, asking people to give to your campaign. That's probably not easy. Go door knocking throughout your community. Again, have your house in order because people know, in my neck of the woods, I represent 45,000 people, constituents, in 2 counties. Maker's Mark is one of my constituents. Yeah. And so, so you're going out there and you're representing them. You're representing the ones who love you. You represent those who don't love you. And so I refereed high school basketball in Kentucky for 15 years, and it prepared me to have that thick skin. And so those are some of the experiences, again, and coming away from the, I'm going to call it boot camp, because I truly what it was. Just spot on things that would really hit home, that prepared you, the fundraising, the marketing strategy, what that looks like. Most people don't know my real name, Sarge. I use that as a marketing tool. My grandfather earned it. I've never served in the military. I'm the loudest voice for my district in Frankfurt. Those are type of marketing tools, again, that we use. But those are a lot of the things. And then it was a great tool on there that day talking about what happens when you win and what that looks like. And so for me, being there now and serving my very first session, I got elected in 2021, and in the session in 2022, is I'm the voice for my district, number one. I'm a voice of my core values of who I am. You can't fake that, okay? So hopefully you are involved with what's going on in your district in so many different ways. And we as independent insurance agencies, we're involved in our communities. When you go to a baseball field in any of our communities, there is an insurance agency sign somewhere on a scoreboard or on an outfield. So those are the things we're already involved in. We're already giving back. And the opportunity to give back in this capacity is so fulfilling for me as a whole. And again, my why was my grandson and my granddaughter's generation. I want to be a part of that. And hopefully we're doing some good. And so, but I, again, talking about the campaign, boot camp, was just fantastic information to give you the tools that Jennifer has now in her toolbox to go back home and put those into place and to provide those opportunities to get you across the finish line.
Yeah.
Because second place is not an option.
Yeah.
I have an August primary. There's 7 people in the race, 5 Republicans, 2 Democrats. The Republican who wins the primary is the only one who goes on to the general. Thank goodness it's a very red seat, and if I win the primary, I've got the seat, unless I do something really, really dumb, but I don't see that happening. But I've got to share that the boot camp is amazing, and I got to say, insurance agents, think about it. We sell a product, a very expensive product to our clients that they hope they never need to use. We have trust with our clients. They trust us. So we've got the trust, we've got the credibility, we're adaptable. I mean, I think about my days that, and I'll be driving into the office in the morning, 7 a.m., Farmer Jack's calling, hey, Jen, I'm buying a piece of equipment. I'm here, I need to cover this $90,000, tractor. I'll get to the office and I've got a real estate agent. Hey, Jen, we're selling a $2 million beach house. Can you get us the quote? To an hour later, hey, my son's going to college. Can you help me with a renter's policy? So we're very adaptable. We've got that trust. We can multitask. So I think we have the skill set, but we can solve problems because we listen well. And I think us being in the house, regardless if we wear a red shirt or a blue shirt, we get along great with others because we solve problems, right?
You're right.
And honestly, agents, we all need to step up. We could take over the world, I'm telling you.
Listen to it.
Between our association that trains us, right? We work together, we share ideas, we solve problems, we're great listeners. But I think insurance agents make the best perfect candidate to run for office. So in Florida, I hope to stand next to Brian Hodgers and be the 2nd representative in the House. But we need a dozen more, and I'm excited to be a part of this. No other association or industry offers political, professional training. And again, we can take over the world. We're the first here, right, to do it. The speakers were amazing, the professionals, the wisdom, the expert. It's just, the best sign is, was it great? I couldn't get enough. I'm like, give me more.
Yeah.
Let's make this a 2 or 3 day program, maybe a whole week, because they were sharing so much in a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing.
It really touched me, having put it on and worked with our team to put that on and do the content and bring in the speakers. But I felt like there was a feeling of almost a fraternal bond among this first class that went through, right? When our friend Ken from North Carolina stood up and said, hey, can we share everyone's contact information so we can encourage each other, support each other, love on each other? That really meant a lot, and I think that we really had good content, had great camaraderie. And I think as we see you win and we see other candidates that came through throw their hat in, run, win their races, maybe we just call that the Sarge effect at the end of the day, right? Because we have the Godfather here. As we wind down the conversation, I wonder if each of you could just give maybe some wisdom, having run and going through the process right now. For those of the people that are out here, maybe a couple nuggets to take away, if they're thinking about running, or leaning into the products that we have out there available for people to come through future Campaign Institute sessions. Sarge?
Yeah, be a multitasker. I kid you not. Before we walked out here on stage, one of my insureds called me. And obviously I'm gonna call her back here when we get through, and that happens all the time. But the multitasking part of it, technically they're gonna tell you this is a part-time thing. As we all know, once you get into something, you're all in. And so if you really want to be truly, successful in what you're doing. So multitasking, and again, the support from your family, your insurance family, is critical before you ever do this as a whole. But again, the giving back part, I sponsored a fortified roof bill in Kentucky. Doing the sponsorships of different bills. I passed 4 bills this session. We've got a huge population in deers in Kentucky. Obviously, one of our insurance companies spent $65 million on just deer claims. And so we talked about that, and again, that's a whole process. But what the takeaway is, it's super rewarding knowing at the end of your journey through this whole process to find a way to give back. And I will say this, you need to go to the state level and be an impact. Absolutely not. If you want to stay in your communities and run for school board, that is a true opportunity for you personally. You figure out where that is. Again, timing is important. Opportunity will present itself. I obviously want to share with you, pray about it and find that lead on where you're going to fit. We're doing a fantastic job in our communities and what we do as an industry. And so that keep up the good work on there, because our communities need us. Sometimes we feel like that we get taken for granted in the dollars and the things that we donate and the marching bands and the cheerleaders and everybody come knocking on the door and giving us a donation, but it matters. It truly does matter. But yeah, I'm a state legislator. Jennifer's running for state legislation, but be a magistrate. Be a city council, school board, all those, and obviously get involved is the number one thing, because if your heart's in the right place and you're wanting to find a way to give back, what a true experience of giving back and doing that, not only for yourself, obviously for your family, but again, for me personally, I feel like the decisions are being made now, not only in our states, but here in the Capitol, is going to affect my grandchildren's generation. And so I encourage you to reach out, ask some questions, do your homework, and just get involved in whatever way that it fits for you personally.
Thank you. Jennifer?
Yeah, I think that's really good. One of the sayings that I like is, don't be a Monday morning quarterbacker. If there are things going on, get involved, have a seat at the table, because you can make a difference. Don't be afraid. The amazing thing is our community of just our insurance professionals. I mean, we help each other, we build each other up, take advantage of the tools that are here and available, but step up and make a difference, because it really matters. And insurance agents, I'm not kidding when I say we could take over the world, because we are amazing, dynamic, we're hustlers, we're listeners, and we've got that skill set that I think we can be amazing in, all of us together. One of my favorite Bible verses is, God moves mountains, prayer moves God. And, so we really all have, we're all very like-minded and we work together, but lean on your community, lean on your family, lean on your, your agencies, but don't be afraid. Take a chance. In this process, I'm going to win. Second place isn't an option, but I've learned so much, and it's made me stronger and better, and just what it's done inside my agency, as much time as I'm spending away from it, I really thought, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? But it's given me the opportunity to empower my team and make them stronger. So, and I'm excited about being in the house and making a difference and doing some great things. So,
Can I make one last?
Sure.
Yes, sir. I think we have a couple minutes left, and then we might be able to take one or two questions
Okay.
from the audience.
I just wanted to share, you all being up here truly matters. Our time is super valuable, but the networking that's happening in these conferences, again, the young agents, emerging leaders, those relationships, I can pick up the phone right now, 28 years ago when I was a young agent, and pick up a phone and get that support, ask for some advice, what's going on in this area. But the transparency with your legislators, not only here at the Capitol, but there locally, matters. It truly does. And so be that voice, be, obviously an encourager sometimes. We need that because obviously on the other side of the coin, we hear a lot of the negative side. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, blah, 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 blah. But I just wanted to make sure that you guys understand that it does matter when we're taking the time out of our careers, our family, to come up here and again, create those relationships here as the Big I provides us that opportunity. And also going and having those meetings yesterday, their staffers and things like that, they're hearing you, but you're probably gonna have to follow up on our flood and our terrorism and those type of appointments and things. But again, I wanted to make that point, Nathan, that I appreciate everybody in this room because again, our time is super valuable and again, it's well worth it.
Yeah, well, I know our time's at an end. Parting thought, if people want to support your campaign, how do they go about doing that, Jennifer?
Oh, I love that question. I would love your support, and I need your support. Fundraising is the biggest part of it. My website, jenniferforflorida.com. Please, it would mean the world to me. Go to my website, jenniferforflorida.com, and a contribution to my campaign, whether it's $25 or $1,000. I mean, it goes a long way. Again, there's 5 people in my race, and I'm 3rd place for fundraising. I believe I'm the strongest candidate, but I'm in 3rd place for fundraising. And you have people that walk up to that, that precinct to vote, and if my competitor, who is a weak link in my opinion, but has 5 more signs than I do, it makes a difference. So please help me get into the House. I'm taking one for the team, and I'm excited to help with insurance issues in Florida, but if you can go to jenniferforflorida.com and give a contribution, I would be forever grateful and very appreciative.
Well, thank you. And thank you guys for your time this morning.
Yeah.
Thank you.